Archery and the ABCs of archery. I was told that a friend of ours named Jessica is really interested into getting into archery. So I'm going to take the time to actually explain how to get started, what's the correct route to take, and some of the elements, literally the ABCs of archery. Let's start with A. Archery itself is a beautiful sport. It's been growing so much this year. It's really not a team sport. It's really you're competing against yourself over and over. And one of the things I love about archery is the more you do it, no matter how bad you start, no matter how bad you think you are, the better you get at it. A very, very good starter for archery is a recurve bow. The recurve bows are very simple to use. They're very clean. They're very light to use. They're not as complex as the compound bows. One very good one that I got both my sons started in is made by Bear, and this is the Lil Brave 2. It weighs in about under 2 pounds. It comes with a quiver built into the bow itself, which can be easily removed by 2 screws, making the bow itself lighter. It normally brings 4 safety arrows from the factory, which these are very, very good for paper targets. Very easy to shoot. And once you start upgrading and going into heavier targets and bigger targets, then you can move into aluminum arrows, which are very cost effective and very good. This bow itself is sold by your local pro shops, Bass Pro Shops being one of them. It's very inexpensive. It's very tough. You can drop it, you can flap it in your closet, you don't have to worry too much, and it's a good starter of bow. So I highly recommend it for you, Jessica. Let's go over the basics of it. The bow itself, and there's a big misconception. Let me actually cover this really quick. When a person goes, are you right-handed or you left-handed? Everything in archery is actually backwards. If you're right-handed, that means you will be holding the bow with your left hand and you will be drawing with your right. Then all your sights and everything are on the opposite side. If you're on the left side. If you're right-handed, if you're left-handed, then all your sights and everything else will be on the right-hand side. You'll be holding it with your right and you'll be drawing with your left. So let me go ahead and set up an arrow for you. Very simple. Once you get your arrow set up and you got your bow and everything lined up, you simply place your arrow down the line into what is called the arrow rest here. You don't have to hold it very tight. You can hold it nice and loose as long as the weight of the, let me see if you can see this right here. The actual grip itself, 90 to 100% of the weight of that grip should be resting right here on your hand. You should not have to hold the grip very hard. You should be able to just simply place it in your hand and open your hand and hold like this back, and it should stay nice and clean. The arrow rests on the opposite side here. When you come and in recurve, you would do a full draw back, hold it against your face, where you're kind of lining up the arrow itself, and simply release. Very easy, not complicated. It's very simple to shoot. Here's why I recommend when you do upgrade your targets is to change your arrows. These arrows are for paper targets. If you do try to hit a full target with this, it would just simply bounce off and obviously discourage a lot of people who are getting into archery. In the case of stronger arrows, they would easily penetrate these targets every single time without bouncing out. So sometimes you get lucky and the black arrow doesn't bounce off, but it's just really the amount of power you put behind it. The Lil Brave 2 is a pretty flexible recurve bow. It has a draw weight of 8 to 15 pounds. What does the draw weight mean? It simply means when you pull this little string, when you first start pulling it out, you're pulling 8 pounds between here and here with your hand. By the time you get to a full draw, now you're looking close to about, in this case, 15 pounds. So out here is 15 pounds, in here is 8 pounds. If you're first starting off and you can't pull, if you're very young and you can't pull a whole 15 pounds, that's fine. You draw it as much as you possibly can, and then you shoot. As you start getting stronger, as you start getting more accurate in your shots, and you can do a full pull. Actually, let me correct this because I just made a mistake where you shouldn't. It's never good to draw back a bow without an arrow in place, because you tend to either pull to the left too much, pull to the right, and you can dislodge this the string from the bow itself. So always make sure that you're aiming down, you're aiming at a target, there's no one around you can possibly hurt, and you perform a full drawback on the bow itself. Alright, now the last part of our ABCs would be control. Control is very important. Archery is really about controlling your shots. It's a very beautiful sport. It's very elegant. The way you stand, the way you hold, the way you position your body when shooting all counts. One mistake people make is that they start shooting and shooting and shooting, and then they always tell themselves, well, why am I keep missing the target? Why am I shooting all over the place? I can never hit the same place twice. You have to give yourself draw points on your body. One, first of all, when you grab your bow with your left hand, you're not grabbing it here and stretching out the bow. That's one of the biggest mistakes people do. They grab the bow like this, and then they push with this hand while they pull with this one at the same time. That's completely incorrect. The easiest way to grab a bow is to extend your arm completely out, where you're using your bones and not your muscles to hold this in place. When you draw back, you should draw back only with this hand completely back. This arm your left arm should never change or move at any time. Your left arm is only designed to position, hold, and aim. Your right arm is what should be doing all the work. And you're not really using your bicep. You're actually using more of your back for the pull itself. When you draw back, pick a spot. I usually pick my cheek or under my chin. Pick a spot on your face that you're always going to touch every single time. This is how, when you're practicing over and over and over, you know you're going to continue, you're going to do a consistent shot. If you always use the same position, okay, I'm going to shoot from here. Later on you go and you shoot again and you're like, you know what, I put my hand up here right now. Oh, I'll put my hand on here. Your shot will never be the same. Get used to picking one point and stick at it over and over and over. Don't try to do 20 yards, 30 yards, 40 yards from the beginning. Pick a nice distance, 5 yards. Sit in front of the target. Pick a point. The smaller the point that you focus on, the better. Line back on your target, physically look at it, shoot it, lock it in. Very simple. It's really on your posture, it's really on the control of the arrow itself. It's a very fun sport. It's something you're going to love to get into. Definitely if mommy and daddy can get you something like this, it's pretty good. Don't go too fancy, too crazy at first. This is your best gateway towards archery. Stick to a nice clean recurve bow. Again, this could be a lot simpler if you remove the quiver. These fast loading quivers are real nice. They're fancy looking, but they're a little heavy. You can always remove them. Don't worry about the pin sights. Don't worry about staring at the little dot. Initially, just try to work on your posture, working on your pull, working on lining up, and on your release. Just do it over and over and over, and it will be so much fun. You will be so happy with yourself. You'll be so happy that you got into this sport, especially when you can constantly knock the same target over and over. And it's something fun to share, something you can post and show all your friends about. And it's something where, again, you're not focusing on competing against other people. You're competing against yourself. You're making yourself better. You're having more fun doing it, and you're enjoying it. And Jessica, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to doing some archery with you. Thank you, and have a good day.